What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Built by Board Twins education series. So today I'm going to be covering your macro breakdown. So in the previous video I covered your energy balance, which basically concludes your calorie intake and how to manipulate your calorie intake to change your body weight. Now in this video we're going to be covering your macro breakdown. So three macros which make up your calorie input are going to be your carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Now in a gram of carbohydrates there are 4 calories. In a gram of protein there are 4 calories, and in a gram of fat there are 9 calories. So your total amount of carbs, fats and proteins times by these numbers are going to conclude your total calorie intake for the day. Now the most important of these macros are going to be your protein intake. So protein is responsible for repairing muscle tissue. If we're not eating enough protein to build or maintain muscle mass, then we simply will not build or maintain muscle mass. So as a rule of thumb, we should be consuming around 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass per day. So myself, I weigh around 220 pounds, so I should consume around 220, well at least 220 grams of protein a day. So the reason I say per pound of lean body mass, if I was an obese 400 pound male, I don't need 400 grams of protein per day. That's just because I'm incredibly unhealthy and have a huge amount of body fat on me. That would not make me need an extra 180 grams of protein per day. You should consume the amount of protein per pound of lean body mass, so however much you would weigh if you were lean or fairly lean. So for me that would be 220 grams of protein per day. So we're going to use an example here. Say you are a 200 pound male and I want you eating 3,000 calories per day. Your maintenance calories might be around 2,500 calories. I want you in a calorie surplus. I've got you eating 3,000 calories a day. Now, because you're 200 pounds, we're going to have you eating 200 grams of protein per day. And as you know, 1 gram of protein has 4 calories in it. So 200 grams of protein are going to be 800 calories. 3,000 calories, take away the 800 from protein, leaves you 2,200 calories to make up from carbohydrates and fats. Now the ratio of your carbohydrate to your fat intake do not matter too much. Literature swings in favor of both. In some situations it will favor a higher carbohydrate, lower fat diet, and in other situations it favors a higher fat, lower carbohydrate diet. So whatever one you feel best on is what you should follow. So don't worry too much about the ratio of them. Just ensure you're getting a good amount of both. But if your carbohydrates are a bit higher and your fats drop a bit lower, or vice versa, your fats are a bit higher and your carbohydrates are a bit lower, it really doesn't matter too much. Like I said, it's whatever you feel best on as an individual. There are very important roles that fats play in the body, so I definitely recommend not bringing them too low, but there's a lot to cover on that topic, so I'm going to go into that in another video. But that is a simple breakdown of the 3 macros that conclude your calories, guys. So like I said, the most important one is going to be your protein intake. Then we got carbohydrates and fats. So if I do coach you and you are looking at your calorie and macro goals for the day, the 2 I want you really looking at are going to be your calorie intake and your protein intake for the day. Then you've got your carbs and your fats, and no matter what I've set, if you want your fats to be a bit higher and your carbs a bit lower, or vice versa, that is absolutely fine as long as your calorie and your protein targets are being nailed every single day. They're the 2 that you really need to be looking at. But that's a quick breakdown of a macro breakdown, guys. I'll see you in the next video.